So one of our first real long rides we went on, and we thought we were prepared with tools. We weren't. Brothers were losing like pegs and shifter linkages and all kinds of stuff. And so the next one, our chase car had a lot of tools, man. I mean, you couldn't bring enough tools for a bike, but you always have that one brother where his bike's always going to break down, right? So you got to make sure you get enough parts for his bike. And just recently, he bought a newer bike.
And unfortunately, if you're the first bike on the trailer that broke down, you're the sacrificial bike that we might be borrowing some parts.
Why, Uce? Tell me why the sky's blue. Tell me why this money is green. Now, Lord, please, tell me why I do these things to make tea. Now, yeah, let me. They kick me out of church, cause I just don't listen. Always fall asleep when the preacher is preaching. Not my fault, I do love God, but on Saturday nights, I be all up on God.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Uce Podcast. I'm your host, Puni Moore, and today we got another special episode for y'all. As y'all can see on the screen, for those who are tuning in on YouTube or on Facebook, we have the Pacific Savagez along with the other tribe, the Savages, here with us, coming on to not only educate us coconuts, but also to promote this amazing, and I believe, first event that's going to be happening up there in the Northwest. But we'll talk more about that in the episode, man. But here on the platform, we have my man Lucky from Savage. And again, another one that, as you have all seen, my man Kamaka here from Pacific Savagez, back with the Uce platform. Fellas, man, welcome back on the platform, man.
Right on, bro. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
For those who are tuning in, who is new to the channel, this platform, the Uce, we just like to talk to content creators, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and also folks like that we have here on the platform right now who has something that they're passionate about, a motorcycle club. As we all know, it's a tribe for Polynesians and the Native Americans. So, here, this is what the platform is all about, man. So if you have any feedback, feel free to drop a comment below, man. But we're going to jump right to it, man. So Lucky's new on the platform. Lucky, man, you want to go ahead and just educate our coconut, who you are and the tribe that you represent.
Okay, hey, how's it going? I'm Lucky, Savagez MC. I'm the president out here in Tri-Cities, Washington. My tribe name is Punikoa, means Warrior Nation. And I'm just out here educate people and find like-minded people that'll us in this movement. I got much respect for Uce Kamaka. They gave us this platform, to stand on for us to use to help the indigenous people, help the less fortunate, just help, our people be seen and noticed and, stand up. That's kind of what my mission is out here in Washington. And it's not easy. Hawaii, easy. California, I'm not going to say it's easy, but there's a lot of us out there. Out here where I'm at, what can I use the word? A lot of howlies out here. I don't know if that's
limited.
Is that rude?
Nah, not at all, man.
But it's a push, and you don't really realize, when you're around, when you're surrounded, when you're in a city or a state, when you're surrounded by people like you don't really think much of it until you become like a minority out there, and you're like, damn, where's my culture going? So we cling on to people that share the same culture. It's like even if we're strangers and we come from the same place, the same upbringing, we latch on to each other and become family. You know what I mean? And that's what we're trying to gain out here. And it's a struggle, but we're succeeding. I'm very motivated and proud to be a Savage out here.
Did you start from California or Hawaii, or you found the Savage in Washington?
Washington, yeah, in Washington. Yeah, I knew I had two family members that were Pacific Savagez, and I kind of been around them for a little bit and heard about them. I actually reached out to Kamaka, and he kind of gave me some advice, like just go go hang with the brothers, go see what it's about. And I did, and I loved it. And it's not just like, oh, we like to ride Harleys, it's what we're about. It's what we stand for. It's what we strive for, and everybody is very, very motivated because, we're indigenous club, we're independent, and that says a lot. It takes strong people to do what we do. So that's what turned me on to it.
So are you the original one that started this club, the Savages, out there in the Northwest, or?
No, I'm not.
He's the second one to form a tribe in Washington, in a different area.
And then is it like just Hawaiians? I mean, Polynesians? I mean, how many?
And it's not just Hawaiians or, man, we got Filipinos, we got Japanese, we got some Irish brothers. I got natives, Lakota Sioux, we got Mexican. We got people from all over. It's really not about like really your nationality. It's your mindset, what you believe in. That's what's important, if everybody has the same outlook on what we're about. I like to help all people. We're indigenous club, but I like to help the unfortunate, the less fortunate. But I do reach out a lot out here to a lot of the reservation. Matter of fact, there's a fire out here in White Swan. 25 families lost their homes, and our tribe out here in the Tri-Cities area is going out there doing fundraisers to help and do some cleanup work for damage and smoke damage for some of the houses.
In the last podcast, I had kind of explained the connection between the Polys and the Native Americans. And, it goes back culturally because when us coconuts came across the water and we landed on what is now called the U.S., it was the indigenous people at that time that greeted us on their reed canoes and then brought us into shore. And we still practice that, today. The last time we did it was when all the canoes converged to Hawaii and paid homage to the Opalea. And then from Hawaii, they began their journey. They actually encased the entire Pacific. And I was fortunate to become part of that journey. I think it was 2012. I I was on a short leg. I only went from California into Cabo into Mexico. But that was 21 days, and it's all filmed and documented. Our Blue Canoe, the Pacific Voyagers, you can look that up. It's interesting, but that's the connection that we have, So at that ceremony, when we were on those wakas, we did the same format of greeting, sent the natives out to greet all the wakas that came from the different lands or islands and brought them into Treasure Island here in San Francisco. And we've always had that strong tie. And culturally, like I said, we just carry it on today. So if anybody wonders what the connection is between the Polys and the natives, while we were in San Carlos, Apache Nation in Arizona, one of the OGs who helped build San Carlos gave us the saying. It says, that it's cool to see you island people or water people connecting with the land people. And, that kind of resonated, like, man, that's a different way of putting it instead of saying Polys and natives, because we're all natives, depending on where you're from. But to bridge that gap of where the water people are connecting with the land people. Like I said, it resonated pretty good.
I do like that. The water people connecting with the land people. That's
Yeah.
And that's what formulated Savages.
Well, that was one of the main reasons why we wanted to reach out. Plus, we have a lot of natives within Pacific Savages, and we have, of course, their friends and family in their network that was very interested. And I was like, well, wait a minute. They got enough to carry on their own. So why don't we start something for them? And that's how Savages were born.
What are some similarity? Because Lucky, you're Hawaiian, correct?
No, I'm from Hawaii. I was born in Hawaii. So I'm Filipino, Cherokee, Irish. And my mom claims that we got a little bit Hawaiian, but you know how that goes. I don't want to be one of those, oh, we got Hawaiian, I'm a or whatever, man. But
if you Hawaiian, you ain't a little Hawaiian.
Right. But my upbringing, yeah. I'm never gonna forget what it was like. I still got my whole family out there in Hawaii.
So because yes, you're an islander, Pacific
Yeah,
Islander, you know what I'm saying? It's the question still is, what are some of the similarities that we have with the natives?
we have a lot of
Yeah,
similarities.
because I feel like it. Yep.
Well, one thing that I love about I used to say something that kind of offended some people, like I can't trust a man with no culture, right? And what I meant by that was like when a man has culture, right? Like the natives, the Hawaiians, the respect that we have for elders is huge, right?
That is
Call-
correct.
Calling an elder kuya or uncle in Hawaii, local style, uncle, auntie, whatever. Natives are the same way. You know, uh, your elders could be wrong, but you ain't never gonna admit that because they're your elders. So you're gonna show them respect, right?
That is
Uh,
correct.
culture, beliefs, connections to the land, same as native, you know, and then you could get real deep as far as spirit stuff. I'm not real educated on that, but spiritual stuff. Very, 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 very similar. And then they all have warriors, man. You know, Hawaiians have their warriors, and Native have their warriors. People in the tribes. I don't want to use the wrong words, but you got like the berry pickers. You got the people at the home front, working, and then you got the hunters, and you got the soldiers, stuff like that. It's very very similar, man, and that's what I love, and that's why we can connect. We can connect because we were all native in some way. We all have the same upbringing, same belief. It's that culture that's very very important to me. When I meet a man or when I meet a brother or somebody interested, they got to have a cultural background. And then I can trust you a little bit.
Good answer, man. I appreciate it. Kamaka, you want to add on to that? Your experience with some natives, with your native brothers and stuff?
With all due respect, most nations are struggling because they're still under the thumb of the government. They're regulated, they're given things, but they're regulated. To see the transformation in a native once they join our movement and become active, it's the transformation to see where they come from and where we bring them as a group or as an empire. It's kind of like helping them get out of that shell. Because if you live on the reservation, again, no disrespect to anybody, but if you live on a reservation, you're very limited. Your resources are very, very limited. So I look at us as coming from outside of that circle and trying to show them a little bit of the outside, but also teaching them some of their culture, because there's a lot to be learned when you get a group, all that knowledge and mana, that is collected amongst one group is unstoppable, and like I said, the transformation, see them gravitate to that and become active in whatever role they choose to, it's beautiful. It's pretty cool.
You guys are saying a lot of great stuff here, man. That I'm sure a lot of audience are going to be curious because there's a lot of stuff, like especially Kamaka when you were talking about the how we all connected. Was there like a video or documentary that what I'm saying coconuts like myself can look into to further get understanding of
Right.
what the connection? You know what I'm saying? Is there any like books or anything like that that
I couldn't reference any literature, but I know it's in the history. It's written somewhere. I don't recall where you could find it. Maybe on the Hawaii's journey or journey of the Pacific Islanders are two reference materials that might mention it.
I just got a shout out the one of my biggest supporter, L Banger 415, big supporter, and he has a few questions that he wants to ask you guys. And one of them questions, feel free, any of y'all can jump onto it, or each of y'all can answer it the way you want to answer it, and then we will get right, about talking about this event that's about to happen next month. So the first question is, how do you start a motorcycle club?
Well, it depends on your geography, depends on where you're at, and it depends on if you want to or what entity you're trying to start. So either you go ask the major club in your area for assistance, or if you can join or open up in that county, or you go against the grain and open up.
And the second question he had was, do you guys take turns fixing each other's bikes, or how do you handle the fees?
Yeah, so everybody is responsible for their own wheel, but there is protocols of the condition of your wheels. You know, we ride in packs, and if something's not up to par on your bike and you go down, you're probably going to take a couple of with you. You know, so there are protocols and rules or standards, I should say, on the maintenance of your bike.
Hmm.
So I think he was asking, do we fix our own? And we got a lot of backyard mechanics, bro.
Well,
You know,
like my,
some we call brocanics, and then some claim to be a mechanic who we don't even bring to their house. You know,
my tribe, we actually have a good mechanic, and the brothers will, if they got an issue with the bike or modification with the bike, we'll get together. We have gotten together with, 4 or 5 bikes in the shop, and everybody kind of learns, and then the mechanic will do the work, and then you kick your brother down some kala.
Number 3 was, do you always have a mechanic with you when you're riding?
That'd be nice.
yeah, not necessarily. Yeah, we could be on a ride and just so happens that the brocanic is with us. And that's. But when we do long rides, we do have a chase vehicle with a trailer, just in case something does happen.
So one of our first real long rides we went on, and we thought we were prepared with tools. We weren't. Brothers were losing like pegs and shifter linkages and all kinds of stuff. And so the next one, our chase car had a lot of tools, man. I mean, you couldn't bring enough tools for a bike, but you always have that one brother where his bike's always going to break down, right? So you got to make sure you get enough parts for his bike. And just recently, he bought a newer bike.
And unfortunately, if you're the first bike on the trailer that broke down, you're the sacrificial bike that we might be borrowing some parts.
And then his last question was, if one of your total, so it was pretty much y'all answered that one. If somebody like totaled their bike, does the club help to get a new one? You know what I'm saying? Like what you were just saying.
No, that's one of the protocols or the standards that we make sure everybody has is insurance, and it's just for that purpose. That, and if they do go down and take somebody else out, at least their insurance will cover yours as well if it's deemed your fault or whatever. The insurance game, right? But no, the club, we're not set like that. We'll help you if you get injured. We'll help take care of the family. Try to come over your house, do some yard work if you're not able to. Stuff like that. We've always done.
We had instances where a brother might be a little short on collar or something, and then we'll pitch in, help you out, but you're going to pay that back. We don't try to make that a habit, but that's what we call each other brothers, man. We'll either help you out some way somehow, right? If the insurance don't pick it up, that's covering the bike.
Shout out to L Banger 415, man. I do I like the questions here because it's really entertaining. It's stuff that I even think of, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to jump right to why we're here. We are here to promote Pacific Sovereignty Run. And I believe this is the first Pacific Northwest Sovereignty Run. Is that correct, guys?
That is correct.
I believe so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the floor is yours, man. Gentlemen, if you want to go ahead and talk about, I know we had that conversation on our first episode with Kamaka, but I'm happy to have Lucky here representing Savages. And you want to go ahead and share with our coconuts what this whole, from your own words, and what the coconuts and those that are in the Pacific Northwest residents can expect from this event.
Go ahead, Lucky.
Yeah, so the event is to bring the community together. Like-minded people, islanders, indigenous people together, bring awareness, let people know we're out there. And for me, it's like it's it's cool. It's awesome for me because it lets people know that didn't really know that we exist out there. That man, they got a home out here. They got brothers out there that of the same background or same nationality or same same upbringing. And so they come and when we can educate them about what we're about. For me, it would be a feeling of like pride, like man, I got a gathering of all my brothers out here. All we have a community out here, Islander native community out here, and that's what I would like to see, us math together. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking forward to.
The big push is, for this event is to really bring everybody together. And like Lucky said, Pacific Islanders and like-minded, or even people with just plenty of aloha in their hearts that believe or love the way we live.
Yeah.
From the islands, right? And it's I like to say, I want to bring them home for the day, to where they can have a meal, have a conversation, enjoy some entertainment, and feel like they're at home for the day. And I believe that's where the attraction comes from, because if you give somebody that warm home feeling, they're going to call you again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now they're interested. What are you guys really about? You guys threw this awesome event that had plenty of culture, music, dance, and this PSR, we do have some native entertainment as well as some Polynesian entertainment. So it's a good blend, music, DJ. But yeah, that's lucky put it well. It's for our community. Specifically, everybody's welcome, but the intention is for our Pacific Islanders and like-minded people. But anybody's welcome. Come share a good day with us.
Man, that's what's up. So it's gonna be an event of a home away from home for all the Pacific Islanders and the Native Americans. That's what I take from this event. And I see that you guys have like 6 clubs, one of them being a car club and 5 of them being an MC. Am I correct?
No, we have, under the Empire, we have 3 entities. The first entity was Pacific Savagez. The second entity was the Savagez MC. The third entity is the Island Savages Car Club.
Nice. And then what about this one that I'm seeing on the flyer, the Mahinta and Section 8 mainland and
Those are
Koapuna?
those are other island motorcycle clubs that are helping us put. So the Pacific Savages started the PSRs, but I don't like to. I'm proud to claim fame to that, as a Pacific Savage. But it was created for all island MCs, So this specific Pacific Northwest PSR, everybody is putting in equal work. Koapuna, Section 8, and all the other entities that are joining. It's not a Pacific Savage event. It is a joint effort. All the entities that are in that area, Island Club.
And this is still a free family event at
It's
the
free.
American Legion Post 15 in Kent, Washington, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m.
We actually changed the time due to parking constraints, so we're changing it from 1 to, I believe, 7.
At Legion Post 15 in Kent, Washington.
Yeah, and it is a free event, because if you're truly saying that it's for the community and you turn around and charge them, no, it's for the money. You know what I mean? This one is truly for the people. So the fees that we collect from the vendors and everything else helps sustain and pay all the bills, the rent, day use for the building, any permits that we might need, or, whatever costs are associated with throwing an event. So I always tell people, or the entities that are involved, you shouldn't have to come out of pocket $1, but I do expect you guys, to pitch in and help with the planning, the day of the event, and the teardown. And obviously the build up with the planning and all that is the biggest, right? It truly takes a big group. to capture everything.
And for the locals, so me being Samoan, right? There's a lot of Samoans in Washington, and a lot of them likes to do food court or sell food. Do people like Polynesians too have an opportunity to still register to try to sell plates or whatever or anything like that, food wise?
Yeah. So some of the clubs that are involved with helping with the PSR, they are also. So I know Section 8 is going to do a food booth. Ho'opuna is going to do a food booth, and then we do have one food truck, I believe, already. So we're trying not to duplicate the food type or ethnicity of the food, right? And we're trying to limit it to make sure food booths that are there actually make some money, because there is a fee for the vendor. And I hope, everybody that's listening that understands or now understands, hopefully they understand what the intent of the PSR is. Come on out and enjoy some entertainment, true island food. And it's just gonna be a good day. A lot of merch vendors.
Yeah, I'd like to say too, for the people listening that aren't part of an MC that do want to come, all the brothers are very approachable. So if there's any questions, they can feel free to ask, about our movement. Not to be intimidated, to just go ask.
We have some merchandise that's on our website. That's the only place that we have it where everything is working out. So www.wyuce, which is WHYUCE.com. For the ones watching us on Facebook and YouTube, you're wondering, why are you spelling it out? Well, we're a podcast, so we have a lot of audio, for the audio listeners. Yes. I just thank you guys for allowing the Uce Podcast to go ahead and be part of what you guys are doing right now for us Polynesian and also the Native Americans, man. So big ups to you guys. I thank you guys for what you guys are doing, and I'm sure it's going to be an exciting event. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, just one thing. So we are not specifically just Hawaiians or natives. We got a lot of Usos, we got a lot of Tokos, and people from all over that make up the Pacific Savages, the Savages, and the Island Savages Car Club. So we invite all ethnicities. Just come on out, right, and see what we're about. Enjoy the day. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, man, giving me this opportunity to be on your podcast, man. I watch you.
Man, thank you again, fellas, for pulling through, man. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to having this episode out. And for the coconuts, man, for tuning in. Leave a comment, drop a comment. We appreciate y'all for leaving a comment, and also reach out to them. Subscribe to the Pacific Savages, to also the Savages on all social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, man, everybody be safe. I'm your boy Puni Moore. We got my man Lucky and Kamaka here, and we are out, baby.